To be honest with you, it's the biggest lake I've ever been on in my life.
Post spawn, so we're having to, really dig down and find these fish.
Problem is not finding brush. The problem is finding cover that actually has fish on it.
Just a fantastic body of water.
It's been great this year.
If I've got 7 fish by noon, I'll be happy.
We're here to fish a tournament, and we're going to give her all our best shot.
Kentucky Lake it's back.
Welcome to Kentucky Lake, a body of water which, thanks to the Kentucky Dam, backs up the Tennessee River for 184 miles, creating the largest artificial lake in the country, covering over 160,000 acres. The anglers are reporting that during practice, the bite was sluggish and slow, even around the lake's abundant man-placed brush piles, thanks to this tournament happening post-spawn. Today, you can add windy conditions to the barriers that face our teams. After giving honor to Old Glory and our national anthem, it's time to go. We kick off our day with the Millennium Marine team of Tony Hughes and Jeff Riddle, who are trying to sort out the many species they're seeing on their live scope.
Crappie.
I got whatever that is, but I don't think that's no crappie. I don't know what that is. It ain't no crappie. I think bass. Kentucky Lake is a little slow. There's certain places you can catch numbers, but the big fish are few and far between. They're in the post-spawn pattern. They're moving back out to the deeper water. If I've got 7 fish by noon, I'll be happy, but it's going to be a grind.
After a few misses, they finally find the pot at the end of the rainbow, hooking 3 keepers in under 2 minutes.
There it goes.
That was. You got a fish?
Yeah.
Did it?
I don't know. I can't tell. Don't taste the key.
These fish, they live in stake mats and against stumps, and you just got to cover as much of it as you can.
That one? Little one?
No. Well, yeah, it is. It is. That sucker look bigger than that when you come out from behind that damn stump. I think that might be 10, is it?
Yeah, it might 10.
I like that one right there.
That's one I tried to get to then. Yeah, somebody 10.
Okay.
Yeah, easily. I don't know, it's 10.
There he is. He's on there. Looked bigger than that on that side, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not far away, Tony Hughes' brother and father, Richard and George Hughes, are also bringing in their first keepers. Steve Coleman is fishing solo today, but still shows why he's one of the best on the water. Meanwhile, Chase Petty and Matt Gretzka came up with nothing in their first spot, but in their second, they're finding the fish.
Chase.
Yeah, buddy. Covering a lot of water, miles of water, a lot of gas burn, just trying to find 7 big fish. Got them. Oh, yeah. Way.
Oh, good God. Give me 2 more inches. Holy crap.
Richard and Ashley Falk tend to fish fast.
I'll still do what I do, pick up, move, pick up, move, pick up, move. I'm not gonna sit in one spot too long.
Their first spot didn't produce, so they're already onto their second marker. They use a varied approach, live scoping while also watching poles off the side. Chad Turner likes to fish solo, and he's expecting it to be a tough day on the water.
This is my first time to ever fish here. For someone that's not from around here, it's will be a very difficult tournament.
Yeah, crappie.
To be honest with you, it's the biggest lake I've ever been on in my life. And so I'm just going there to try to catch 7 fish. If I get my 7 fish, and then I'm rolling to try to see if I can upgrade or something. But my goal is just to get 7 fish in the boat and then go from there, to be 100% honest with you.
Wasn't near what I thought he was.
Just ahead, we'll catch up with Jeremy Mattingly and Joey Christ, who are seeing the same thing everybody else is.
Yeah, they're here. They're just on the bottom. It makes them really hard to catch.
Your national champions, TJ and Alex Palmer.
Crappie Masters All-American Tournament Trail is brought to you by American Ethanol, Humminbird, HH Rods and Reels, Genco Fishing, The Bass Tank, and these other fine sponsors. The Crappie Monster team of Jeremy Mattingly and Joey Christ have caught a few nice fish off of some docks, but now they're fishing cover away from shore, seeing fish, but dealing with several short strikes.
I seen him grab it. I seen him moving with your line. Well, they're grabbing the tail. They may be short striking pretty bad.
In an effort to outsmart the crappie, Joey Christ comes up with an unconventional solution.
You just saw us miss, what, 3 fish? What he just did was bit about half of that bait off, and now he's put it back on there to shorten that bait up to get that bite closer to the hook. 14 foot.
We've got a brush pile right here, and we're easing up to it because it's early in the morning and those fish could be spread off of that brush on the bottom or just out trying to feed. This is one of those higher percentage areas. There's the brush pile starting to come on the screen right now. That's why I dropped in power poles a minute ago. Instead of wasting my time from back there to this brush pile, I wanted to speed up, and then as I get closer, I drop the power poles to slow us down a little bit. When you're crappie fishing with this live scope, if that fish isn't swimming with its head up, it's not a crappie. You're fishing for the wrong species when you see that. You got one coming too? There's this one come out of the pile. Hey, dinks need love too.
The Ozark Rods team of Matt Maviano and Marcus Gerritsen have fished the brush piles all morning and are ready to get out of the wind.
We kind of picked this cove because we thought it was kind of away from everything. It took us about a 30-minute trailering to get here, and it's right. I mean, we still don't really know what everybody else is doing, but at the end of the day, we have this cove to ourselves, and we kind of like that. We're used to being in coves, and there just seems to be a lot of people in them. And Kentucky Lake fish is big, man. I mean, you might not see a competitor, the entire tournament until you show up to live well. But this cove, it's a large cove. We've probably got over 500 marks in it, and we're going to work it all day here on the first day. Good fish.
Matthew Rogers took second place on the Ouachita River for the individual champion tournament. Today, his teammate and father, Bruce, comes back to lend a hand.
I figured if somebody had 9.5 pounds 2 days in a row, they win it. I know, I don't think that's doable for me. I just have not seen that quality fish. I've fished enough tournaments, I know when I've got, when I feel good, thinking that I'm gonna catch them, or I got a good shot, and I'm still gonna fish away, but I just kind of know what's realistic for me, and that's about what I got. I got 7.25 on my scale, and I've said I would be happy with 8, and I would. I'd be very happy with 8. So two decent upgrades and we'd be there.
As we wrap up a brutal day one, today's anglers know they have to do it again tomorrow. And they'll do it knowing there's extra pressure to move up into the top 5. Starting day 2, the teams to watch are 5th place team Danny Rogers and Randy Harris and Charles Coy and Austin Brown, who tied with 9.51 pounds. In 4th place sits Matthew and Bruce Rogers with 9.66. 3rd place goes to Richard and George Hughes, who brought in 9.74 pounds. The 10-pound barrier got broken by the 2nd place team, Matt Maviano and Marcus Gerritsen with 10.3 pounds. And Chase Petty and Matt Dretzka somehow found better fish, netting them the number 1 spot and an 11.19 pound bag.
Well, we had a tough morning, and about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we finally got in our groove and started catching a bunch, culling a bunch, and we had a few slack fish at like 1 o'clock, so we came in early.
Just ahead, we head into day 2 and Championship Saturday. The 2 leaders are way ahead, but will they stay there? Championship action is just ahead on Crappie Masters. Crappie Masters All-American Tournament Trail is brought to you by the National Corn Growers Association, Minn Kota, Power Pole, Millennium Marine, Ozark Rods, and these other fine sponsors. Welcome back to Crappie Masters. It's day 2 on Kentucky Lake. The Petty Dretzka team has a dominating lead, and the 2nd place Maviano Gerritsen team has less space to fill to win than to drop to 3rd. It'll be an exciting day on the water, and somebody's going to find the fish.
Oh yeah, you can't let up with these guys behind you. These guys are the best in the country, and we're just going to try to go out there and get 7 and stay calm and stay collected and see what we can do.
Let's jump in. By the time we caught up with the 4th place team of Matthew and Bruce Rogers, they were already releasing their smallest fish. Despite that, this has been a difficult morning for Team Rogers.
Well, today's a little rough on the sole. Had plenty of opportunities, missed one. I had a little bounce in the waves, and I have a weight above my bait, so it's hard to feel. And missed it. Have that net ready. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Where did he go? Where did he go? Then lost a really good fish on top of the water this morning. Then batteries went down on me. Hey, why didn't my trolling motor quit? Wasn't it just working? Huh? It was just working. Yeah. So I had to run to the truck. I keep an extra set usually in the back of the truck, and threw some batteries in, made a move over to a deeper creek, and had one come off on the way up, a giant, and then lost one on top of the water. The net got hung up, so we didn't get the net to it. There we go. No, it's what it is though. We got about 760, I think is what my dad said on our scale. So, you know, we got more than what I thought I would have yesterday morning. It's just, it's extremely tough. I've had the bites to have 9 pounds, you know, but just can't get them in the boat.
Tied for 5th place, the Mr. Crappie team of Danny Rogers and Randy Harris are being outsmarted as well.
We can't really get a pattern with these fish. We've caught 2 of the 4 just roaming, and we've got 4 this morning. Caught 2 of the 4 just roaming, and 2 of them we found on structure, so we're still trying to put something together. We probably fished 80 or 90 stake beds this morning. They ain't been fished on but maybe 3 of them. These fish are roaming, got their bellies buried up in the mud. They got it?
Good.
Oh, come on. Oh, he was swimming with it. There he is, there he is. He was swimming with it. I saw him. Did you see him go in circles?
I let him have it.
He don't want this hair, G. He's still here.
Oh, man. Y'all like that one?
Welcome back to Crappie Masters. Chase Petty and Matt Dretzka are in first place after day one.
Oh man.
But are having the same problems with fish that just don't want to be caught.
Licked it.
The team tends to give a fish a chance, maybe two, and then they move on.
I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna have to give up on them. I hate to. It's a big one. Let's go to the next one. I'm tired of looking at his dirty little face. We started out great this morning. Within 20 minutes, we caught 2 big fish, and then we just didn't even see any more. Number 2. All we're doing is going as fast as we can, bed to bed. We see one, I'll drop the power post down, and we're using all minnows. That's all we can get these fish to really react to is minnows. We're gonna keep grinding away. We're going as many beds as we can, hitting them as many times as we can. I don't know it seems like the bite's getting tougher for us anyway. No wind, period, point blank. I tell everybody all the time, you gotta have wind if you want a good bite. That's my theory.
The third place team of Richard Hughes and George Hughes caught a nice whopper to start their day.
Need a run for my hook. Oh, that didn't. Come here. You're right. I seen him come up there, and that's a good fish, Pop. Look at that. That's one. Yeah. I caught one the other day right here.
Yeah, now we need 7 more of them right quick.
Yeah.
I guess the carp and all the other fish has got the crappie run out of the beds, out of your stake beds. I guess they're guarding eggs or whatever. That's what it looks like. And so all the crappie are relating to the stumps, on the stumps. So that's all we fish, the stumps. I've got 1 million beds right here in this bay, and I ain't fished none of them. All I'm going is from stump to stump to stump to stump, and that's all I'm doing. Oh, I missed that dude. There we go, boy. That there looks a little bit better. If we can get him to hit, we'll be all right. Oh, yeah. There he is. That's a good one. Or he's decent. See what I was saying about stumps? These ain't the greatest fish that I was catching yesterday, though.
The 3-pound fishing team of Matt Maviano and Marcus Gerritsen are fighting hard to keep their second place standing.
Big fish. Big fish.
Hell yeah.
And late in the day have finally found a cluster of crappie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's 3 stick-ups here, and there's about a school of about 5 or 6 fish. They're not the biggest fish, but they're probably keeper fish. See, this is one right here. There he comes. Boom. Keeper anyway. Maybe. It's gonna be close.
But how close? Time is up and the boats are returning to weigh in. Will the leaderboard stay the same on day 2, or will yesterday's losers be today's leaders? Let's give the top 5 rundown. In 5th place, Steve Coleman and Randy Tomlin move up 2 spots with a 2-day weigh-in of 18.64 pounds. Our 4th place finishers, Danny Rogers and Randy Harris, move up 1 spot with their 2-day bag of 1902. In 3rd, Austin Brown brings the Coy Brown team up 2 from their 5th place tie on day 1 with 19.26.
870, did they get there? Yeah, they did! 10-23, Crappie Masters Championship Saturday. That's how you do it. That's how you win a championship. Great.
With a 2-day total of 22.38 pounds, Chase Petty and Matt Dretzka dominated the field. The 2nd place team of Matt Maviano and Marcus Gerritsen follow at a distance, bringing in 19.88 pounds. Here's how the rest of the field placed.
The fish wasn't where we needed them to be, but luckily they were still there from yesterday, and we got just enough to get it through. Yeah, I knew it was going to be close. I thought it was going to be closer than it was. You never know. We don't know. I try not to ask anybody, and nobody's really going to tell the truth anyway. We love Kentucky Lake, and we're happy to take another win at it.
Chase Petty and Matt Dretzka, the champions of the Crappie Masters Kentucky Lake Tournament. Join us next week on Truman Lake for another exciting 2-day tournament with nearly double the teams participating and only one team bringing in $10,000, the trophy, and the right to call themselves champion. That's next week on the Crappie Masters All-American Tournament Trail.